Hey, what's up, guys? Coach David here with Metro Jiu-Jitsu. So today we're going over our powerful word of the month, right? This is our power phrase. We cover these every single month with the kids when we talk about our mat chats. These are words that we kind of have them focus on for their behavior, specifically that month. So for the month of February 24, we're talking about honor, being honorable, acting with honor, bringing honor to those that you can. So we're going to go through these and kind of talk a little bit about what honor means, and then the point of these videos is for you to see it. You can share it. You can know what we're talking about with the kids, but then you can also reenact them or reinforce them at home. And so, because that's the whole point, right? It's the jiu-jitsu is great, the self-defense is great, the physical activity is great, but you actually need to be able to take something tangible away from your child, and then even adults. Like, there's a lot that we can take away to improve on ourselves and our behavior and our character, right? So to have honor, or honor itself is to be worthy of respect or high esteem. That is like something super precious, right? A lot of times when you hear honor, it's not used as much in Western society, but it's certainly used in Eastern cultures. So how can you act with honor? And with younger kids, it's easiest to explain this. Kind of like it's akin to respect. You want to act respectfully, but even more so, it's something to act honorably is to act very beautifully, to act very commendably, very notably. It's like think of something very precious. You know, you can think of precious metals, gold, silver, platinum. You can think of precious china if we still have those around. Does anyone have china? I don't know. I'm curious. You can think of something like super fancy, super flashy, jewelry. You know, think of like rubies, diamonds, anything you can do to get them to think about that and say that's how you want to act. You want your behavior and your conduct to be as fine and as honorable and as precious as this, right? So that is to have honor and to act kind of honorably, and then you bring honor on yourself. Honor can be a verb. You can honor something, right? So you can bring honor in yourself, or you can conduct yourself with honor by I am honoring our agreement. I will honor an offer or the word that I gave you. I will honor this, right? Specifically in a situation where you don't really have to, right? Like, let's say I make you an agreement. I will offer to clean any room of the house this week, and then you ask me next week. Well, my offer was good for last week, but I will honor it. I will honor it because that's commendable and that's beautiful, right? That's worthy of esteem. So the key points I want to talk about, though, is that's how we can conduct ourselves and think about. You know, everyone's going to have their own kind of standard of what they view honorable behavior is, but there's like generally accepted ones, right? We talk about these. There's self-control, integrity, kindness, empathy, humility. You know, these are several words we've had in months past, but these are ways that you can do that, and you can tie it back to like they build this honorable life. You can also, though, who is worthy of honor? They can honor these people. And so for kids, the answer is very obvious. Their parents are worthy of honor. Honor your father and your mother. Your grandparents are worthy of honor. Your coaches are worthy of honor. Your teachers, your parents, your leaders, our leaders are worthy of honor, right? The people who are leading us. And so, and how you, and just be mindful of how you talk about those above you, because your children will mirror that. They will mirror how they talk about those above them, right? So if you're always talking down about those in authority, maybe they're mirroring some of that, right? So something to consider. But also you can bring, you can live an honorable life to live honorably and commendably, but you can also bring honor to these people. And so I think of two things actually I want to point out here. Let me go back to the leaders and the authority real quick. I think it's an old clip. I can't recommend it for kids, but the movie or the series Band of Brothers, we salute the rank, not the man.
Captain Sobel?
Major Winters?
Captain Sobel. We salute the rank, not the man.
if you may not care for me as an individual, you can honor the rank that you've received, right? And that's very applicable, obviously, in jiu-jitsu and the ranks that we have, but also, you know, your elders. You honor your elders for kids. You know, like that's a very applicable one, right? So these are people are to be treated with honor and something as precious, even if you may not agree. You may not agree with every life decision they make, but their very position as a coach, a teacher, a leader, you know, it's worthy of honor. Now we're bringing honor to these people. You know, bringing honor to your parents, bringing honor to your family, bringing honor to your grandparents. You know, the people who watch you. Very applicable one is the movie Mulan, and this is actually, so I'm going to give kind of some homework here. Mulan is, I mean, you want to talk about Eastern cultures and honor. I mean, this is still to this day a very big thing about acting commendably. I mean, if you see a group of, I had the privilege of standing up in a wedding. One of the bridesmaids was straight from China, and she's like, yeah, we have classrooms of 50 kids. I was like, 50 kids? That's, yeah, one teacher. I said, what? How? And they're like, oh, well, you know, they send every child goes off to military camp for like 2 or 3 weeks. And it's not like they go and come back same day. It's like they're gone, and they're from 5 a.m. to like 11 p.m. They're doing like, you know, real strict training. The point being is so that they can control a group of 50, but now those kids, they bring honor to their parents, and it's very it's reinforced in that culture. Obviously, I think culturally things are a little bit different between Eastern culture and Western culture, but I think we could bring some of that back. You know, that like the concept that family is so disposable. Like, oh, my parents, you know, I'm just going to toss them out the window. My kid, in my relationship with my kids or my siblings, like it used to be it's so firmly rooted in other cultures, and I think we're losing some of that. So when you reinforce that and say, hey, you know, you can bring honor, you know, you can honor your father and your mother or your grandparents, you can bring honor to them by listening to your teacher in class. Bring honor to them by listening the first time. When we're out in public, conducting yourself with self-control. My little man, if you guys know Landon, this kid is all boy. I mean, like, this is like, you know, I'm literally experiencing firsthand why people enroll in jiu-jitsu. I mean, he will just run around here. I'm surprised he's not in here right now, banging on the door. We talk about self-control regularly, and I'm like, little man, he's only 4 at the time of this recording. Little man, we have to, you know, we have to start exercising self-control, and that's self-control because what it comes back to, a way to bring honor to your parents is like when we go out, and if you can control yourself and you can hang onto the cart, if I tell you no, you can't get a snack, and you don't have a meltdown, like that's a good thing. I mean, we've all seen the child who is like, they are clearly running the family, if you will. They're in the grocery store, hysterical, screaming, sometimes in some cases hitting the parent, and I'm like, man, I can't see a situation in which that would happen in this household, you know, where the kid gets to let loose like that. So you can have these conversations. What are activities? A few questions to ask, and have these convos with your kids. Again, they will pick it up a lot. I promise you. What activities are worthy of honor? Everyone's are going to be a little bit different, but these are kind of general morals and ethics and guidelines. Listening the first time, doing what you're asked, not telling the truth. Holding up to your word, exercising self-control, being kind to others. So, and these could be any variation of your personal morals or ethics or guidelines. But this is what brings honor not only to them but also to the family. Hard work, commitment, right? Some of our core values, right? Growth, enjoyment, community outcome, and hard work. What are some core values that you as a family have? So things to keep in mind and consider. And then you can also look at the opposite of this. So there are honorable acts, and then there are dishonorable acts. What would be a dishonorable act? What's dishonorable behavior? And then look at the converse of that and get examples of these. Dishonorable behavior. What would that look like? Is it throwing fits? Is it shouting words you shouldn't be saying? Is it mistreating others? Bragging when you win? Throwing fits when you lose? You know, like kind of have these convos with them. One movie I would recommend to the adults, it's a series. Again, Ironically, I only saw that one clip when I was a child. My dad loved that series, and it's like a huge series, Band of Brothers. I think it's like 14 DVDs or something. But that would be like, you know, that's kind of like any material or any World War material is going to be like, you know, you'll get the concept of honor in there. But for kids, is watch the movie Milan. It's a classic. It's a classic. I watched it as a kid, and there's even the song in there. You know, you'll bring honor to us all. Like the whole concept is about honor and how she Mulan did originally, like, you know. And so there's this gray area, right? Because at first she did something so dishonorable. Oh, she went and enlisted in the military, and that it was so, she brought such disgrace, and you can even talk about that's the converse, right? Disgrace, dishonor, disgrace on her family, but she went through with it, ended up defeating the Hans and saving the emperor and bringing huge honor, right? So like, what were the honorable acts? What were the dishonorable acts? What is behavior we want to, I mean, do we all want our daughter to run away from home and enlist in the military?
Mulan, you dishonor me.
I can't say that it's on my bucket list, right? But there is, you know, so like you can even talk about that depending on your child's age. You can talk about that as well. So that's the whole concept of what we're covering this month with honor. Appreciate you guys listening to this. You can reinforce these, and our coaches will be reinforcing this. This is something that we use not only for communication with parents and training, but also we use this with our coaches as well, and even these concepts to be reinforced also. So let us know if you guys have any questions. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can throw a comment up. Let us know, share your thoughts on it, and as always, we will see you guys on the mats.